Hello, this is Pam. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I want to share one last focus on some of the Sale-A-Bration products, because Sale-A-Bration only has a few more days left, so I thought I would do one more project to show some of the items that are available that you can get for free during the Sale-A-Bration. And this project today is the little bag in a box. It's not really the focus on the project because this box came from Sam Donald. She made this, I think, last year. But the focus is on the paper. This is the Irresistibly Yours specialty paper. As you can see, this is the floral pattern. It has these embossed images on it, and when you ink it up, you get to see the pattern of it. There's polka dots, stars, stripes, this floral pattern, and then there's vines, like a leafy vine pattern as well. And then the sentiment is also the Sale-A-Bration set called Simply Wonderful. That's the stamp set there, and I'm using that one. Sentiment for that. So, I'm going to show you just briefly the build of the box. As I said, it's not going to be like the focus of the video, just mainly the paper. So, your paper, cardstock, because this is thicker. This isn't like designer series paper weight, it's cardstock weight, so it's heavier. But your paper measures 6 by 6, so it's a square piece. And then you use your envelope punch board, and you make your first punch and score at 1 3/8, and then you slide it over to the 4-inch mark, and you punch and score, and then you follow your score lines to punch and score. So follow that one, punch, score, that one, punch, score. I've left one side open so you can kind of just see the basics of it, but I said this was Sam's project. Now I've made quite a few of these, but I thought it would be pretty to do one in the specialty paper. My basket bag kind of looks like, you could use it for Easter, but mine kind of looks more like you could use for like a wedding, little wedding gift for someone who's just announced their engagement. Alright, so once you have them all punched and scored, go around and round off the corners, and that's the top of the punch board there. So just go all the way around like that, and we're done with the punch board. So the next thing to do is to start inking up your paper. And I've already done some of the inking. Let me move that out of the way. To get started with it, to save a little bit of time, I've already done most of it. And I just kind of randomly went through and colored in whatever I thought looked nice. Whoops. These big squares are going to be the front. In the back, this is your bottom, and then this is your side panels. So the front there, I colored each one kind of the way I thought it would look nice in the front, and I used pistachio pudding, so saffron, blushing bride, and the last color is Wisteria Wonder. I said it's the same colors that I've used on this one. And when you use this paper to ink up all of the patterns there, you can make it as light or as dark as you would like. So you could even go over and make these colors a little darker. It's just whatever you prefer the look to be. So I'm going to finish with the Wisteria Wonder, and I'm just using my sponge there. And you just keep going over the paper, like I said, to make it as light or as dark as you want. And I'm not real concerned with the bottom. You could go ahead and color all of the bottom too if you'd like. It's not really going to be seen, so you don't have to color that in. But it shows up your embossed images that's in this paper. I think it's very pretty. I've used it already quite a few times on card fronts as little accent pieces, but I have not made a treat bag or box or anything with it yet, so that's why I wanted to do this project using it. And just go around whatever, fill in whichever way you like. There's no pattern for this. I kind of just started with one color, the pistachio pudding, and just went from there. Just whatever I wanted color to be. So that's all of it, all colored in. Like I said, it would have took a little bit longer, but I went ahead and inked most of it up already, so you could just see what it looks like. Now, when you're done inking it all up, you want to take a rag, and you'll have to excuse mine, it's pretty inked up. It's just an old t-shirt. Wipe over your embossed areas there, because the ink won't dry on that because it is embossed. This is dye ink. Just wipe all the ink off of your embossed images, and that's all you need to do to color that. And you can make it all one color. You could use 2 colors or 4 or 5, however many you'd like. It still will show up your pattern. And I like the subtle colors. It's spring. It's very fresh towards the spring season. So now all we need to do is fold on these lines. And it is going to seem a little funny in some spots because we are folding right over those embossed areas, but that's fine. It'll work just fine. And when I don't think I mentioned, when I punch and scored this on the punch board, I did use the back side of the cardstock. So in other words, I started on the plain side, and I punch and scored. So when I fold my lines, then this will be on the outside, because I didn't want to mess up these little embossed pieces. So I just did it on the back side. It works just great. So continue around and burnishing all your lines. And then there's only a few score lines that we need to trim, and then you can assemble it. Now, the sides of mine I did a little different. These are your sides. They're the narrower ones. She has hers coming to the outside, and you tape them down. But since the inside of this paper is white, and I have a pencil mark there, it's going to erase it. I decided not to fold those to the outside. You could stamp on it, I suppose, if you'd like, but I just folded mine to the inside so you could see the pretty paper there. So to get it assembled, all you need to do is cut up these long lines. Keep the narrow ones to the side and the wider ones at the top and the bottom, and just cut along these lines up to there on both ends. This side's always a little awkward for me. And if you don't get it straight, that's alright, because you're really not going to see this part. You will see this part. So if it looks a little, I probably should cut on this side so I can get my lines cut straight. Just smooth those out. And these funny little parts right there, I always cut off They're just part of the pattern when you punch and score. I like to remove those. They just bug me. You could probably leave them on there, but I remove them. Alright, this one, and I said this one always is a little awkward side for me. So I come in from the top again and remove that and that. Alright, so that's all you need to do for those. These are your sides, so they'll fold in. Now see, here's the little flaps on hers. She brings them out and tapes them down, or you could just leave them. I opted to push mine to the inside and then bring these sides up just like that. So it kind of covers up what you would have inside of there, but I like the way it looks with this paper because it's a specialty paper. It's only one-sided. So to attach them, I just took some glue dots and put one on either side of these narrow pieces. So just in the corners. I'll get it to stick. You could use tape or sticky, can't even think of sticky strip, but glue dots work just fine. Alright, which one did I put the glue dot on? There it is. Silly me. Alright. I'm trying to hurry so the video is not entirely way too long. Alright, so bring your sides up. And what I like to do is keep both sides of the same. So if you fold this side in first, make sure this other side is the same. Bring these sides up and then bring that one up. So they're just glued down at the end. You don't really need them glued anywhere else. So this we need glue dot and glue dot. Fold the two in and then bring this side up. And that's all that holds this box together. That's really all you need to hold it together. It doesn't really take much more than that. Even though these sides are loose, you could, if you want, put a glue dot there. It doesn't really matter. But I bring these sides in, and then these two we are going to punch a hole in and then thread some ribbon, which I don't have the ribbon cut yet. I did use the Whisper White. This is the seam binding ribbon. And I use the punch, which, excuse me, I gotta reach over there. This is the 1/4 inch handheld punch. And all I did was just kind of eyeball it into the center, punch a hole, and then eyeball the center on this side and punch a hole. So you have two sides there. And actually, I think I'll put a glue dot there just to keep that shut. I said you don't really have to keep that shut. I'm going to get a glue dot off of there, but we're going to put one there just so it looks nice. Alright. Need just about 16 inches of this ribbon. Could be a little shorter, but that's good enough. 15, 16 inches of the seam binding ribbon, or whatever color you choose. If you want to use a color that you use to ink that up, that'll be pretty too. But I fold it in half, and then I thread it through the hole like I would be putting in the top of a tag. So put it through one hole and bring it through the other, and then open your loop up, grab your tail, and then bring it through. Like I said, this is usually how I put ribbon onto the tops of tags. And be careful when you're pulling that, because you don't want to rip through the hole that you punched. It does sometimes want to act a little funny for you, so you can split it apart. And just get that nice like that. and then I tie my bow. I just put it up on there to make that stay closed. And I'm going to use the bunny ear method of tying a bow. So make 2 loops, just like that, and then bring your ribbons together just like a regular bow. It just gives a nice shape to your bow. And it doesn't really matter which side that you use for the front or the back, because the bow pretty much comes out looking the same on both sides. And of course you can fuss with your bow. I usually do for like 3 minutes to try to get it just the way I want, but I don't think I'm going to today. I'll be here way too long. I'm kind of funny about my bows. I like them to be just right, but I'm not going to take the time to do that with this because I'm on video. Snip the ends down at an angle, like that. So let's bring this paper back in. I guess I probably should have done that before. So you can see it a little better. See this one, I fussed with that bow and got it just the way I want. But for the sentiment, I want to show you a trick that I did to get that word window punch a little longer. You may have seen this technique done, but the sentiment is too short to go in there. So if you cut a strip of cardstock the same width as this, which this one happens to be 3/8 of an inch, it'll slide in there, so you can slide it into the back side and it'll fit through there, and then punch the one side out just like that. And then I used Wisteria Wonder ink on this stamp, and I also sponged it with the So Saffron. And eyeball that, see if I'll straight. So good. Stamp that pretty straight. And then all you need to do is put this strip back into your punch. It's a little bit long, but slide it in and then pull it through and try to get the same distance on this side and then on that side, and then just punch it out. And there you have a custom-made size for your word window, so that it will fit onto there. And let me grab my sponge. There might be enough ink left on this to sponge that. I use the So Saffron. Like I said, whatever colors that you use on this specialty paper, just match them up. There's that. And then I did use dimensionals, and I used the skinny little parts along the side because the word window punch is narrow. So just take 2 pieces of that. And my fingernails have all broken, so I don't have anything to grab a hold of anymore. So put your little pieces of dimensionals on there and then stick that to the front. And of course you can put whatever scent. If you have a Easter one, so this would be a really cute Easter basket. Put a Easter sentiment on there. And you have a cute little Easter basket. You could put eggs in there, or whatever kind of Easter candy. So this is the last showcase that I'm going to do for the Sale-A-Bration items. I said this is the specialty designer series paper, Irresistibly Yours. And this is another one of the stamp sets that you can get for placing in the United States. It's a $50 order. You get to choose 1 free Sale-A-Bration item. And they have also added 4 new products to the offerings. The beginning of this month they did, and then also there is items available out of the main catalog that you can get for free. So visit StampinUp.com and you can see all of the items that are available for the Sale-A-Bration. You only have till March 31st, so just a few days left. And then if you do shop through the StampinUp.com, please choose me as your demonstrator. You will get a free little gift just as my thank you. So I hope you like this little project and this paper. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.